There are moments in history that redefine the meaning of danger, where the bravest men and women, armed with nothing but sheer skill and unrelenting determination, push the limits of what's possible in the name of duty. This is the world of special forces, and today we're diving into some of the most dangerous missions ever recorded. The ones that will make you rethink what you thought you knew about bravery, skill, and survival. Let's set the stage. These are not your typical military operations. No, these missions are the stuff of legends, missions so daring, so dangerous, that just surviving them is a miracle. And these warriors? They aren't just soldiers. They are the tip of the spear, the ones who are called when everything else fails. They operate in the shadows, taking on enemies in the most hostile, high-stakes environments imaginable. They are always outnumbered, often outgunned, and they know that the slightest misstep could mean the difference between life and death. Let's start with a classic. It's 1980, Iran is in turmoil, and American hostages are being held in Tehran. The mission? Operation Eagle Claw. The goal? To rescue 52 hostages from the U.S. Embassy. It sounds simple, right? In theory, it's a textbook operation. Stealthy helicopters, covert team insertions, and the element of surprise. The reality? Not so much. The mission begins with an airlift, but quickly, things go south. A sandstorm kicks up in the Iranian desert, reducing visibility to nearly zero. 3 helicopters critical to the operation break down in the desert. The team on the ground is stuck with limited options, and time is running out. Tensions are high. The mission seems like it could implode at any second. But then, the mission is aborted. 8 American servicemen are killed when a helicopter collides with a transport plane during the retreat. The mission is an absolute failure, but it's a lesson in what happens when your calculations don't add up. Special forces don't just execute, they improvise, adapt, and overcome, or at least they try. Fast forward to 2004, the world is still trying to recover from the chaos of 9/11s, but another war is on the horizon. This time in the mountains of Afghanistan, U.S. Navy, SEALs are tasked with capturing or killing one of the most dangerous men alive, Ahmad Shah, the leader of a brutal Taliban faction. The mission, dubbed Operation Red Wings, seems straightforward. But the mountain? It's anything but. The SEALs are dropped into the Hindu Kush, a jagged, unforgiving landscape that feels like something out of a horror movie. The mission's team, led by Lieutenant Michael Murphy, quickly finds themselves ambushed by over 100 Taliban fighters. Outnumbered and outgunned, the SEALs fight back, but the odds are stacked against them. Despite their elite training, this battle turns into a bloody nightmare. Murphy, realizing the gravity of the situation, does something extraordinary. He exposes himself to enemy fire to get a signal for help. His actions lead to a rescue operation, but by then, the damage is done. 3 of the SEALs are dead, including Murphy, who posthumously receives the Medal of Honor for his courage. The heroism, the sacrifice, this is what it means to be a Special Forces operator. It's not just about missions. It's about the willingness to lay down your life for the mission, for your team. But if you think things couldn't get worse, think again. 2010, Operation Neptune Spear, the target? Osama bin Laden, the mission? A simple raid to take down one of the world's most notorious terrorists. The execution? Not so simple. The Navy SEALs, specifically SEAL Team 6, are given the task of breaching a heavily fortified compound in Pakistan. This is no ordinary raid. The team is operating in hostile territory, and the entire world is watching. The intel is shaky, the risks are high, and the clock is ticking. The plan is for the SEALs to infiltrate the compound, neutralize bin Laden, and get out before the Pakistani authorities can react. But that's where things go south. As the Black Hawk helicopters approach the compound, one of them malfunctions, crashing in the courtyard. Now, the SEALs are trapped inside the compound with no way to extract quickly. But here's the kicker, they still get the job done. They fight their way to bin Laden's room, take him out, and secure the intel. Despite the unexpected turn of events, the mission is a success. The audacity of the operation, the precision, The professionalism, it's a perfect example of what happens when special forces go in. Guns blazing and execute with flawless efficiency. But don't think for a second that it was easy. That crash? That wasn't a mistake. It's a reminder that even the best laid plans can fall apart in an instant. But special forces? They roll with the punches. They adapt. Now, let's talk about a mission that didn't go as planned, but for a different reason altogether. The year is 1993 and the location is Somalia. Operation Gothic Serpent, an attempt to capture the warlord Mohammed Farah Aidid, is a disaster waiting to happen. The mission's first strike goes according to plan, but things quickly go awry. The SEALs, Rangers, and Delta Force operators involved find themselves in a deadly firefight that spirals into chaos. 2 Black Hawk helicopters are shot down, and suddenly, the streets of Mogadishu are filled with American soldiers trying to survive. The operation's failure leads to a full-scale battle in which 18 American soldiers are killed. The story of Black Hawk Down is a painful one. It's a sobering reminder that special forces, despite their unparalleled training and resolve, are not invincible. Even they can become victims of the very chaos they've been sent to confront. It's not about invincibility. It's about bravery, and that's something these men showed in spades, but perhaps the most terrifying mission of all? The one that still has everyone talking. The year is 2014, the location, the dense jungles of North Africa. The mission, to neutralize a group of Boko Haram militants who have taken hostages. Special forces are sent in to rescue the captives, but when they arrive, the enemy is already entrenched. In this operation, dubbed the Mali Rescue, the danger is more than just the enemy, it's the terrain. The SEALs must navigate through thick jungle, knowing that every step could be their last. They make contact with the enemy, and a firefight ensues. But here's the kicker, the enemy isn't just armed with rifles. They've got rocket-propelled grenades. The SEALs are once again outnumbered and outgunned. But what happens next will shock you. They fight through the gunfire, breach the enemy lines, and free the hostages. The whole time, their tactical acumen keeps them one step ahead of the enemy. In this line of work, there's no such thing as certainty. No matter how elite the force, no matter how precise the plan, Special Forces soldiers live on the edge where things can go wrong. But that's why they exist. They are the line between order and chaos. They go in when no one else can, often at great personal cost. And they don't get the luxury of failure. So, what's the takeaway? The next time you hear about a Special Forces mission, just remember, it's not about a single victory or failure. It's about the bravery, the sacrifice, and the willingness to face the unimaginable. These operators don't just fight wars, they define them. And they're still out there waiting for the next mission, the next challenge, the next impossible task that will test them. Will they fail? It's possible. But will they stop? Never. And to anyone who doubts their abilities? Well, let me just say, keep talking. Because while you're busy running your mouth, they'll be running the world.